Hey, what's going on, man? It's Dean, www.themanmindset.com. A lot of guys out there feel like they're powerless when it comes to women. And the reason why a lot of guys do that is because they're under the impression that their body controls them just like a car controls them, as if the car is driving the person and not the person driving the car. But what I want to do is I want to give you a few examples to show you the power that you have, the power that you don't have. But then the question you've got to ask yourself is, what is so special about the woman where you can't have the same power? Now, if I told you right now to ball up a fist, you think it, and then automatically you do it, right? But let me ask you a question. Does your body, when I tell you to ball up a fist, okay, have your hand open, I tell you to ball up a fist. Now, as you ball up the fist, do you hear words of you're not good enough, or you're weak, you don't have enough confidence? No, because what you're doing is you are controlling your body. You're saying, okay, you know what? Let me make a fist. And you automatically do it because your body is following the narrative you choose for it to have, okay? That's one thing. Now, the next thing I want you to do is I want you, when I make the statement, watch what happens. What I want you to do is I want you to tell yourself right now that you're thirsty. And automatically, even if you're not thirsty, or you are thirsty, or there was a time, or when you are thirsty, what happens? Automatically, your mind gives you options. You say, I'm thirsty. Your body says, okay, master, do you want coffee, tea, water, soda, a shake? What is it that you want to quench the thirst that you have? Because I am working for you, sire. Okay? Same thing about saying that if you were hungry. You say that you're hungry, all of a sudden, you know what happens? Isn't it odd that your mind automatically says, okay, buddy, what do we want to do? Do we want pizza, hot dogs, hamburgers? Do you want a steak? What is it that you want to eat? Let's find something to eat. And you don't even notice, realize, or think twice about it because it is ingrained in you that you are in control of you. Now, even if you wanted some water or you wanted something to drink, and when you go to that refrigerator to go get it wherever you go, do you understand that your desire and your passion to get that water is so great that it supersedes any thought process that you may have that says, hey, you're not good enough. You don't have confidence. Why are you going to get the water? You can't get water. You can't do it. You don't hear any of that stuff. Like when you close your hand and make a fist, or you open your hand up, you don't hear those things. When you say that you're hungry, you don't hear those things. Why? Because when it comes to a certain part of you, see, you will have more control over you than you can imagine. It's just right when you see a woman, all of a sudden, you pose all these limitations on yourself. Talking to a woman and approaching a woman is no different than you go and get a glass of motherfucking water. Talking to a woman and letting her know how you feel and what you think is the same equivalent of balling your fist. Being on the phone with her, being cooler than the other side of the pillow and talking that yak to her is the same thing like go and get something to eat. But for some reason, the question I ask you is, what makes you separate the two? Why do you separate the two? Because no matter what you do to your body, you are always in control of you. But when it comes to a woman, you ask yourself, what is preventing me? Now, if you are honest with yourself, which the majority of you guys aren't, you would say that I'm scared to talk to women. I'm scared of women. Now, I might be scared of rejection. I mean, you're scared of something. There's something going on in you that is not connecting the dots to make you just go after what you want as if it was water, you balling up your fist or go and get something to eat. It is no different. But for some reason, what you have done to yourself is that you've made it different. And the reason you have made it different is this. You see, when you are balling up your fist and you are thinking about water and you're thinking about getting something to eat, you finally realize and understand what it means to put yourself above all things. Because you make it about what you want, not what you want. You make it about your need. Because you know if you don't eat, you're gonna starve. Same thing with water. You know these things. But for some reason, you have to begin to ask yourself, because every one of y'all, you don't have the same reasons, but you have the same thing in common, is that you don't put yourself on your throne when it comes to women. Because once you are able to do that, I see a woman, man, look, man. Hey, look, Steve, how we gonna do this, dog? What's the game plan? You gonna go over there smooth? You wanna make her laugh? Do you wanna make her smile? Do you wanna make her think? What you wanna do, Steve? What are the options that we have? Y'all will never hear that voice that says that until you begin to put yourself first, above all women. But you cannot do that when you are doing the one thing that is stopping you, and that is lying to yourself. You are constantly lying to yourself, thinking that, oh, I can get women, I'm good, man, come on, man, let's be real, man. If you can't move at the same speed as balling up your fist when it comes to seeing a woman, then you are lying to yourself. Because I just showed you a few minutes ago the power that you have when you put yourself above things. When you put yourself above things, look what happens. You do it at a light speed thing. You don't even think about it. You just do it. Because when you put yourself above water, you put yourself above food, and you put yourself above a part of you that you control. You can tell you say you can think, move your fingers at a moment's notice and move your fingers like that. And there is no thought of no fear, anxiety. You don't feel off. You don't feel you just do it. But the thing you've got to do in order for you to get the rewards of the game is the first thing you got to say is, look, I'm scared. I'm scared of success. I'm scared of rejection. Or I'm scared of women. It's got to be one of those things. And it's not me telling you. You gotta really, really be honest with yourself. And think, well, why can't I do the things that you just told me to do? Why can't I talk to a woman like balling up a fist? Why isn't when I see a woman, the options that I have when I think about water and food, why don't those things come up? The first thing, the rule of all of this to reap the rewards of the game, you, not me, but you must, no matter what, is be honest with you. But it just is not being honest with yourself. See, a lot of guys can't be honest with yourself, and a lot of guys can say to yourself, yeah, okay, well, this is my problem. But the question is, what are you doing to fix that problem? I know what the majority I hear y'all guys say this shit all the fucking time. Well, I listen to your show, I watch YouTubes and all this. Man, dog, do you think that's gonna fix the problem? If you take the crumbs that we give you on the YouTubes and the shows, and you try to use that to make the change, that's like putting a Band-Aid over the dam. Because you walking up to the dam, you don't even know how it was engineered. You don't know how it was created. You don't know what the dam is made out of. You don't know what the weaknesses are. You don't know what the strengths of the dam is. You don't know anything about the dam. All you know is I'm going to take a Band-Aid and put it, it's leaking, I'll put a Band-Aid on it, and that should fix the problem. And that's the problem a lot of you guys have. See, this is what we tell you why you can't cheat the game and why the game works the way it does. Because the game itself, and I hate using the word the game, but we're talking about that. If you notice, the game works for you when you are truly honest with yourself. How? I just gave you a few examples. See, when you think I'm thirsty and when you become thirsty, isn't it odd that you get this voice in your head that gives you options? When you're hungry, the voice in your head gives you options. The game recognizes when you put yourself above things because then it works for you. But again, this is when the game doesn't work for you. When you see a woman and you put her first, man, all it's going to do is going to sabotage you and stop you and prevent you. Matter of fact, it's doing you a bigger favor than you think. See, when you feel like you got the anxiety and you feel like you can't talk to a woman and you feel like you're not good enough and all that other stuff, that's the game really telling your ass, hey man, you just need to sit this one out. You don't need to go ahead and talk to that one. Because if you do talk to that one and she's going to smell the weakness on you, she's going to run you. She's going to have you doing cartwheels and anything else she fucking desires because you are putting her first. But the only way you are going to be able to put yourself first at the end of the day is learning what it's going to take to be first. You can't put yourself first if you don't know what it means to be first. Well, I take that back because you do know what it means to be first. I just showed you with the hand fist, drinking water or something to eat. You put yourself first because your need for survival is so great that when you are hungry and you're thirsty, that you say to yourself, I gotta eat, but you give yourself options because the passion and the desire and the behavior finally does the one thing that it doesn't do with women. It all lines up. And when it lines up, the game works for you. But when you are in chaos, you try to act like you know what you're doing. You try to cheat the game. You don't know who you are and things like that. Man, let me tell you something. The game ain't gonna work for you, man. The game itself is gonna sit there and really, if you really think about it, I know a lot of you guys don't think about this, but it does more good for you. It's like your body's working, doing more work for you, telling you don't talk to that woman. Because your mind knows, look, and the game, it knows that you're gonna fuck up when you get around women. It knows that. So think about that when I holler at you, but just something to think about, guys, all right? I'm the Dean. Holler at you later.